Here's a pepper tree that's just come up from a seedling. They come up everywhere because the birds drop them. I think all sorts of birds, I don't know about all sorts of birds, but quite a few birds, well, at least the currawongs drop their seeds everywhere. I like pepper trees because they're quite drought resistant and they're leafy and they give some greenery in a very hot climate. And once established, they don't need to be watered at all. And also, their leaves have that beautiful peppery smell. So nice. This one can stay here, I suppose. Quite a few come up here and there, but they can't all stay where they are necessarily, but that one can stay there. It's not doing any harm. Look at this. There are pink peppercorns in the bird bath. The droppings, I mean. Pink peppercorns, that's what they are, from pepper trees. Some sorts of birds eat them. I think they might be currawong droppings, but birds eat pink peppercorn seeds. I don't know if they're safe for humans to eat. Here's a big pepper tree that I planted from a forestry tube, I suppose about 25, 26 years ago. It's quite big now. Doesn't have any peppercorns on it at the moment. Very big tree. You can do this too, of course. It takes time. And at the bottom it's completely covered in passiflora, which is nice too. Lovely drought resistant tree. There's a little pepper tree coming up from a seed. It's quite a new one. It can stay there if it wants. This pepper tree was grown from a forestry tube seedling, but it hasn't got any beads on it at the moment. It's going to be a couple of months, I think, maybe 6 or 8 weeks or something, until it's covered in pink beads. What sort of beads will they be? The edible type or the poisonous type? Let's go to Wiki and find out. Okay, let's have a little look here. Pink peppercorns. Now this is Wiki talking about pink peppercorns. There are several trees in this family. The trees I'm looking at that grow in my yard are Schinus molle. Schinus molle. That's 2 words. Pink peppercorn. Pink peppercorn refers to spice made from dried berries of the shrub Schinus molle. I'd call it a tree. It's too big. It's not just a shrub. Jars of pink peppercorn may be also labeled Baies roses. Is that Spanish or Portuguese or something? B-A-I-E-S. Baies roses. They are not from the Brazilian pepper tree Schinus terebinthifolius, which has toxic qualities. Toxicity controversy. In 1982, the American Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, banned the trade of pink peppercorns in the US on grounds of possible allergic reactions upon consumption. That's interesting, but I think that was something to do with the fact that Schinus or Schinus terebinthifolius seeds were being substituted. I'm not sure about that, but I think I read that once before. Let's look back here at Wiki, looking at Schinus molle, the tree that grows in my yard. I'll spell it again for you. S-C-H-I-N-U-S, Schinus or Schinus molle, M-O-L-L-E. Now let's look at the section, the culinary section. Culinary. Although not related to commercial pepper tree, which is Piper nigrum, the pink-red berries, like the berries of its close relative, the Brazilian pepper, that's Schinus terebinthifolius, are sold as pink peppercorns and often blended with commercial pepper. The fruit and leaves are, however, potentially poisonous to poultry, pigs, and possibly calves. Records also exist of young children who have experienced vomiting and diarrhea after eating the fruit. Well, if a child ate normal peppercorns, they might experience vomiting and diarrhea if they ate them in any large amount. Extracts of Schinus mole have been used as a flavour in drinks and syrups. Yes, didn't we read? Yes. There is also significant archaeological evidence that fruits of Schinus mole were used extensively in the central Andes around 550 to 1000 AD for producing chicha, a fermented alcoholic beverage. This bit's interesting. Seeds have a particularly hard coat, and germination rates are greatly improved after seeds have passed through the gut of birds or other animals. Well, the birds certainly drop them around to my place and they come up, don't they? I don't think I'd eat them as substitute peppercorns unless I really knew what I was doing. Let's look up now Schinus terebinthifolius, which isn't the type that grows here, but this one, Schinus terebinthifolius, cultivation and uses. This is in Wikipedia. It says, although it is not a true pepper, its dried drupes are often sold as pink peppercorns, as are the fruits from the related species Schinus mole, Peruvian pepper tree. The seeds can be used as a spice, adding a pepper-like taste to food. They are usually sold in a dry state and have a bright pink color. They are less often sold pickled in brine, where they have a dull, almost green hue. Well, you'd really want to know what you're doing. This is the bit, yes. This is about Schinus terebinthifolius, the legal state. Oh no, that's about trees, but there was an argument about whether they were toxic or not, the berries, because some people were allergic to them. So you'd really want to know what you're doing if you're going to use the pepper tree as pepper. I'm tempted to try it sometime. Not a Schinus terebinthifolius, I don't know enough about it, but Schinus mole. Now, when my mother was a child, before she was getting caned, they used to cane children in those days, boys and girls. Before she got caned, and the other children at school, they would rub pink Schinus peppercorns all over their hands before they got caned. They believed that it reduced the pain from the cane. I suppose there could be some truth to it in that pepper can sort of desensitize. I'm not advising you try pink peppercorns anyway. It's just that Schinus mole grows widely in Australia, and it does smell like pepper, it does look like pepper, and it may have been used as pepper in the old days. It's just handy to know these things. There is some information that some people have been allergic to it, so you want to be careful. It's just handy to know, though. If I know more about it, if I find out more about pink peppercorns as food for human beings, I'll let you know. If anyone knows about pink peppercorns, Schinus mole berries as pepper, well, feel free to post a video response and let us know if you use it as bush tucker. See ya. Just looking at the pink peppercorns that the birds drop. The currawongs, probably. I don't think blackbirds eat pink peppercorns. I think it's currawongs. There.